Hey guys, how you doing? Got a little update for you on this truck that I lovingly call Mongo. I've been modifying it and adapting it to become the ultimate do-it-all truck for me. Most importantly, I shortened it and I took off the old ramps. So I need to do new ramps for it. And what I have here is some leftover steel posts, 4" by 4". They're leftovers from this steel work here. That's part of what's called a grade beam. And a grade beam enables me to put a garage door where there used to be a wall. Anyway, the byproduct of this is now I have all this raw steel. I'm going to try to turn this trash into treasure and cut along these lines that you see scribed here. And the tool that I'm going to do that with is this, a Chicago Electric plasma cutter. Now they claim that this one is up to the task. You see the ratings here? 3/8 mild steel at 10 inches per minute. 5/8 thick mild steel at 5 inches per minute. So they say it should be up to the job. We're about to find out if this can transform that. Half an inch in. One inch. Right here. We're going to get the middle. 2 inches here. Let's get a little line going. Another 2 inches. Takes a little time. With the Sharpie, because the Sharpie is a little fatter. Close enough. And now, three and a half inches in. Now let's make a little line. And now, the trick is to make that line all the way across and start cutting. So we're halfway into the first cut, and I gotta say, the Chicago Electric piece in the hands of this craftsman, not really excellent. Here's some of the cuts towards the very end, and you can see that I'm not getting through, and I'm blowing the slag out of the hole here to the side, so that's a evidence of no cut. A clean cut looks like that with no slag flying off on your top surface. Obviously you can tell that I put in a little aluminum profile to help me give a little bit of a guide, because truth be told, once the arc strikes, you don't see any of these marks. You can also see possibly here that there is some light. Yeah, I see some light. Looking at the tool, I got the Chicago Electric at 39 amps. That's the highest setting it'll go in my hands. I can't get 40 out of it, although they rate it as a maximum 40. I've got the air pressure set at a little bit over 80 to blow a lot of the slag out. And it seems like it can use all of that air. Now the torch, look at this guy here. This torch tip is basically torched. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace it and have another go and assume that I can do better as a cutter. So now onto the tip replacing procedure, starting with power down. It'll take a little time. The fans will spin for a little moment, and away she goes. In the field repairs. Just unscrew this dude here. Oh, gee, yeah. That was long gone. Look at this. This bad boy. Toast. totally toast. He's got a new electrode. There's not much to it. They provide a little wrench. This one here, there you go. And I just barely get it in here. And a new tip. See where the tip goes? It goes into the ceramic cup here. There's a seal behind it. Just the tip. So that's what she said. Here's your tip. Ready for assignment. In the house. That one here. The torch is now ready to scorch again, I believe. So there's much rejoicing in the village right now because unlike the first cut, which was spattery and awful, the second cut with the new tip and the electrode was 1,000,000 times better. Let's check the evidence. Now, that is a clean cut. The heat of the metal expanding actually made it pop, so it had a nice finale to it. But look at the difference. This is where I started with the new tip and the electrode. This is what I was working with before. The good news is this will work. The bad news is I have to go over this poor edit here. I call it edit because my day job is an editor. But this was a sloppy edit. I'm going to re-edit this with my much sharper tool. Just check it out. Good deal. So my trepidation about the Chicago Electric cheapy plasma cutter, completely unfounded. A tool is always as good as the craftsman using it, is the old saying. And here's another one for you. A poor carpenter always blames his tools.
If there's anything I learned on that path is that you can never make a guide out of your hand following the burn. You have to be ahead of the burn so as not to burn yourself. That's kind of how I left when I'm really happy.
You can easily see that here by the end of my cutting, the quality of the cut is just so much better. So now what we have are two more or less similar ends, and I need to cut them in a certain way to make sure that they sit onto this bar. This is the bar that they're going to connect to. And the bar is about 1.25 inches, and I have decided that I'm going to leave 1 inch of clearance on both sides. So I'm going to measure that, and then I have a round template that's approximately 1.25 inches, a little bit roomier. So that's the clearance. Now the template. Okay, good enough. Well guys, the cutting is done. Now comes the really exciting part, which is to move this behemoth out of the way so we can see if it actually works. Not bad for a day's worth, guys. That's what I call turning trash into treasure with a plasma cutter. I think the Chicago Electric piece did fine, all things considered. I learned a little bit how to maintain the tips and make it work better. My skills get better at this every time out, and that's why I do it. I really enjoy improving my skill set. I hope I've helped you improve yours also. I'll talk to you later.